So I f***ed up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of I spent a whole lot of money that I don't really have on something that honestly I probably don't even need. But here I am regardless, and I lied to you all. And I'm going to explain why I lied to you all in a minute. I'm not wearing anything for the occasion, going with a Gremlins today. Mainly because I don't want to fuel the addiction, but let's be honest, you'll all do that for me. Oh dear, what have I done? Now, if you've been watching any number of my live streams within the last year and a half to 2 years, I'd say, you'll know that I speak often about my Prime 1 purchase, the 1/3 Jungle Hunter. I got the DX bonus, received the limited edition closed-mouth bust. It's behind me, actually. I believe that's in frame, just barely. And the battle damage bust. Plus 2 more, God help me. That's going to be another video. But you see, I often said that if I'm ever going to do another statue, it would likely be Prime 1, and it would likely be a big chap. I want just 2 clean, original statues. Jungle Hunter, big chap. Prime 1 did put out a big chap. It's a reissue of one they put out a couple of years ago. It looks great, but I didn't end up purchasing it, or rather pre-ordering it, because they removed the backdrop off the base, which I thought was really cool. And the base is, I mean, it's authentic to the movie, but it's quite simple, and honestly, that wouldn't have been a problem if it wasn't for the scale. The scale simply does not go with my Predator. The Predator's 2 or 3 times bigger, 2.5 times bigger probably. I believe the big chap is in scale. The Predator is overscaled, if I have that right. Moral of the story is I lied to you all, but I didn't know I lied to you at the time. Because I'm me, and because I clearly have an addiction, I've been looking at Prime 1's website recently, just checking out what statues they offer. Not to buy, just to look around, see what they have. Clearly that didn't work out, because now, if OBS works, I'm going to be looking here, and we have this. Oh boy. Well, like a lot of Prime 1 stuff, we have the regular version. This retails for $1,900, and the DX bonus, which, excuse me, that was not $1,900, that's $1,600. This is $1,900. And this is none other than the Prime 1 Studio 1/3 scale Aliens Warrior statue, or a Xenomorph Warrior, if you want to be technical. Now, for whatever reason, they promote this and the 2 eggs, which I'll get to in a bit, as a Xenomorph Warrior from the comics. I don't know why they did that, but if you know anything about the Aliens comics, the early Aliens comics by Dark Horse, you'll know that the way they drew the Xenomorphs in any number of those early comics were absolutely identical to the ones in the movie. So it's not much of an issue. Some of them may have looked slightly different. They may have been different shades of color, drawn differently, proportioned differently, but most of the time they looked exactly the way they did in the movie. That is, they were either blue or they were brown. But I guess it's cool, you know, if you want to think of this as one from the comics, there you go. I like to think of this as one from the movie, though. So that's just me. Now, the edition size for the DX bonus is 300, pretty low, not unheard of. And then the edition size for the regular here is 100. Let's look at the regular. Now, keep in mind, I did get the DX bonus, but let's just see what you get with just the standard one. Look at that base. Man, I'm telling you, this base really puts the big chaps to shame. It is so well done. and this is partly what sold me on this statue. I wanted something, you heard me say this a lot in my live streams, I want something that's to the caliber of the Predator, right? Filled with Easter eggs and is just really detailed and well put together. And while the Big Chaps is not bad by any means, I do like it. It's, again, it's authentic to the movie, but it's a little too plain, and I think they could have done a lot more with it, especially since they removed that backdrop, which I think was a big mistake. But man, look at that. And the Xenomorph herself, oh, chef's kiss. That looks really, really good. She looks great. People are probably gonna complain that she's leaning forward. I get it, but it doesn't necessarily bother me. And based off of reviews I've already seen for this thing, it's not much of a problem. My only concern, like I would have for any other alien statue that I would get, is that tail. I'm really, really paranoid that as soon as this arrives, I'm gonna be opening it and finding that tail broken. I just have a bad feeling about that. Regardless, it looks great. That portrait, by the way, is just flippin' amazing. Really nice. It's cool how you have the egg, by the way, on the base. That's a nice touch with the face hugger. And the petals look great. We'll get into that in a bit. Love the base. Again, love the base. We're looking at some Sculpt updates here. I believe they added a lot of more tendrils and infestation material, and it looks really, really great. It's a great representation of what is presumably, you know, one of the hallways of LV-426. So I think it's really well done. By the way, if you have the fear of holes, I don't know what that phobia is called, these three little orbs here, you're done for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, looks fantastic. No, there you go. There's a better look at the tendrils and the infestation. All those coils wrapped on top of each other. Looks great, man. I'm telling you, it looks really, really good. It's a really special base, I think. Yeah. So here's some before and Sculpt updates, photos. I'm glad they made these changes. But yeah, looks good. Yeah, oh yeah, in terms of scale, so I guess 59 centimeters, I believe they changed the scale a little bit, right? Because this is the Sculpt update. 59 centimeters across, depth is 65, and height is 67. So it's a pretty sizable statue. I'm definitely going to need to make space for it, that's for sure. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so there's the before and after, so to speak. What I really like is this acid burning effect. I thought that was a really nice touch and sculpted really beautifully. I love how the vents on the floor are slowly just fading away and, you know, crumbling practically, and you can see a lot of wiring in the floor, I think, as the acid burns through it, and just little specks all around. And of course all of the, I'm gonna guess those are pipes, right? In the installation, they're all separated and fallen off. I think it looks great. Better look at some of the details that the Xenomorph has. Looks really good. I think they nailed the shading. I think they nailed the shading. The thing with the Xenomorph warrior from Aliens is, yeah, they're either blue or brown, but they're not solid blue and they're not solid brown. They have a shading of, I don't want to say white, maybe a dark gray to them, and I think they got it here. Same with the coils. Look at the coils. They're not blue. They're painted the way they should. Good. Wonderful. Good job, Prime 1. Good job. You know, the coils, they're, yeah, I'd say that's gray. Grayish, right? Something like that. Maybe a hint of brown. Better look at the base here. Again, looks wonderful. Another Sculpt update. I want to get to some of the close-ups. There we go. That portrait. Whew, that's a good-looking portrait. Big head. But they had big heads in the movie, didn't they? They had big head. I mean, keep in mind that, like the Predator, I think these are sculpted in a way where if these things actually existed, this is how they would look, right? In the movie, do they look exactly like this? No, they were a bunch of dudes in suits, right? They were very janky looking, very stiff, a little chubby, and they walked funny, right? And here they're very realistic, you know, anatomically correct, which I do like. Same with the Predator. And there you go. Yeah, so you get the egg with the face hugger in there. I love the face hugger, by the way. It looks really good. And the egg itself, the petals, the slime that connects each of the petals, and the, I don't want to call it undergrowth, but that's what it is beneath the face hugger. Kind of the womb, so to speak. Looks good. Just a great looking statue. Now, again, keep in mind that this being the regular version, it's pretty bare bones. You don't get a lot. That's, I mean, this is the maximum, right, of what you're going to receive, which looks great. Better look at the teeth. Ooh, that's nice looking. The dome looks good. I like how the head is giant. I love that. I'm glad that they got that one. You know, this is probably a piece that you're not going to want to keep on your bottom shelf. That's probably going to be a problem for a lot of people if you are a guy like me who collects a lot of different stuff, but this thing is not necessarily going to be eye level, but, you know, desk level when I'm sitting, which I'm doing 90% of the time because, well, just look at me. I look like a fat and Jolly Rancher. But, yeah, I'm going to have it, I'm installing a desk behind me, or soon to be installing an L desk behind me, or maybe in front of me. I haven't decided yet, and that's where she's gonna be. So, gonna be looking right at me. That sounds creepy, doesn't it? I guess some of the before the Sculpt updates. Yeah, looks like it. Better look at some of the tendrils and coils that connect the I don't know, mandible, upper mandible jaw area to the rest of the dome. Looks good. What I love are, I hope there's a better look at the back with the spine and some of the tubes. Because there's some stuff on, oh, before that, this is what I was looking for. Would you just look at the way they sculpted the slime? If you didn't tell me that was sculpted, I would honestly believe that was actual, you know, pliable material like slime. It looks really, really good. And everything really looks wet and slimy all over. The way it should. It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross, but that's the way she should look. And the face hugger in general looks great. Again, another thing I'm concerned about is I really hope one of those itty bitty legs aren't going to be broken upon arrival, because those look fragile. Man, that looks nice. Let's get to some... Whoa, that is stretched out. Okay. This shows more of the egg. I like the egg because, first off, you see veins, or if you want to call them that, but something indicating life right at the bottom towards the base, kind of crawling up, and then the texture of the egg itself. You have wrinkles, you have bumps, you have all these different textures. It looks very, very good. And if you're wondering, are these eggs sold separately? They are, which I'll show in a bit. It's not necessarily new news, but I'm going to show you anyway. Oh, that's cool. I like how they, so the side of the base, it looks like, right? Yeah, and they show you the inside of these cables. That's cool. That's a nice touch. All right, more details. I love the paint job there on the, I don't know what you want to call it, the shoulder pad, I suppose. A very 90s X-Men shoulder pad. I love the color in there. You have white, light and dark brown and blue, different shades of blue. That looks really, really good. Those teeth, a nice chrome silver. The gums, if you want to call them gums, transparent. Nice. There's a better look at the acid burn there from a bird's eye view. That's nice. Where is the view of, well, there's an okay view of the tubes. What I like about the tubes and the spine, right, is when the head is tilted back, and it's sculpted in a way in which it's always tilted back, The spine moves out of the way, and the tubes are not completely symmetrical with one another, right? They're all moving in different directions, just like they did in the movie. You know, when the guy's moving around in the suit, you can obviously see it in the movie. All these things are bouncing around the dome, right? It kind of revolves around it, so it's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. Oh, there you go. That's exactly what I wanted to see. That's so good looking. I love how you can see cracks in the Xenomorph's exoskeleton, if you want to call it, because really what it is armor. That's nice, especially down towards the bottom there. Another reason why this is selling me on that. Another look at the acid stains on the other side. Looks good. No issue there. Feet firmly planted. That's what I like. I like the, I don't know what you want to call it, the coil base for the egg. Also nice. Fits snug in there. Oh, there you go. More look at those creepy veins, and even veins in some of the infestation parts too. That's a really nice touch. That's a really nice touch. I believe this is before the Sculpt updates. Nice Weyland-Yutani, I guess insignia or symbol or logo posted or engraved on the, on the pipes. Better look at the hands, the fingers. Connected, good. Tail, everything looks good. Yeah, it just looks really, really nice. So, again, this is something that kind of stole my heart a little bit. She stole my heart, and once I saw what what this one comes with, then I knew I needed to pre-order. So first off, the main thing you get, or maybe not the main thing, one of the cooler things you get with the DX bonus is a pulse rifle, the M41A pulse rifle. And this is something that's not sculpted onto the base. It is loose, so you can pretty much place it however you'd like. And it says, yeah, from Prime 1 Studio website directly to get the M41A pulse rifle. I got this off of bloodsuckers.com though, aka Big Bad Toy Store, and they had it. I believe it's currently sold out, although keep an eye on it. I noticed one guy did cancel his pre-order and one did come in stock. Now it's sold out again, so keep an eye out. You never know. But it is available here to pre-order. Although Prime 1's shipping is gonna probably kill you. Let's look at some of the cool extras this comes with. It comes with quite a few. Come on. So okay, so there you go. They placed the pulse rifle there. Looks good. Again, I'm a nerd for this stuff. Everybody knows it. If you're on this channel, you know that I kind of consider myself a hardcore collector of this stuff, of Aliens, of Predator, and the like. So this, as soon as I saw this, I knew which version I was getting. But it looks good. It's a fine sculpt. It has pretty good, damn good detail actually for something as small as it is. And it's cool. You can place it anywhere that you'd like on the base. Something that I didn't think they would, I guess, implement as a DX bonus, but here we are. It looks good. I'm happy with it. So here's one of the extras, right? The portrait you have is the closed mouth completely, which doesn't necessarily suit the pose she's in, admittingly. Something like this, maybe not with the inner mouth completely, outwards, but it looks good. It looks good. And here we go. There you go. You got it. With the DX bonus version, you get the portrait with the mouth, an open mouth. Prime 1 loves doing open mouth variants and closed mouth variants, don't they? Just ask this guy behind me. 900. Actually, almost $1,000. Just about $1,000. For just the closed mouth portrait. kills me to think about it still. But there you go. Here's one of the bigger things you get. So, unlike the regular version, which comes with the open petal egg, you, with the DX bonus, or the Deluxe, get the closed petal, or the closed egg. And you get bases for each of them, which is particularly cool because you can swap them out. If you don't want the open petal one on the base, you can put it on the stand and put the closed on the base. So it's interchangeable. I thought that was cool. There you go, there's a better look. Now, personally, the way I'm going to display it is here to the right. I want the inner mouth visible, but I want it retracted. In other words, I want the inner mouth retracted but visible. It's cool that they give you the option here with the Deluxe to have it, flown out with an open mouth. I think that's cool. Great detail, by the way. You can see some saliva on it, and the silver teeth just sell it. But, you know, this, in my opinion, the regular version should have come with this, at least the one to the right, and the DX bonus should have come with the closed mouth and maybe the outwards inner mouth. I think that would have been better. Because again, that's how they get you though, right? You know, they put the stuff you need the most in the most expensive bundle. I don't blame them from a business standpoint, it's great. Yeah, there you go, Deluxe and regular. Deluxe looks good, regular also looks great, but I'm probably going to be displaying it right here to the right. Oh, I forgot about you. The bust. The bust. When you're not displaying one portrait, you can simply put it or place it on the 1/3 bust. Now, the bust admittingly looks a little unusual. Not when you're looking at it straight on, but when you're looking at it to the side. Now, clearly they just copy and pasted the upper body and put it on its own, its own little base, which is, in hindsight, just, a miniature version of a bigger one, because, you have the same pipes and the Weyland-Yutani logo. It's a similar environment, but it's leaning forward. Might be a little unusual when you're looking at it from an angle. I get it, but it doesn't necessarily bother me. I like when companies give you busts with their figures. Hot Toys just started doing this with the Hot Toys Carnage. They put out a Venom bust if you bought the Deluxe, and I very much like that. It adds to the display. But, in essence, it's just the same as the regular statue. Better look at the eggs. There you go. The base looks good. Full of coils and slime, a lot of infestation. So those are the big things you get, right? The swappable head parts and the egg with the base, the bust, and the M41A pulse rifle. So that's really all I wanted to show you. I'm pretty sure. If you want to buy the eggs separately, you can. Look at this. Whew. $350 for the open petal, or the open version. That's a lot. That's a lot. November 2023 to February 2024. And there you go. The closed version. Closed petals. Edition size to be announced. And this one's slightly less expensive at $300. Now, because I'm already getting them in the DX bonus, I'm not going to be purchasing these. Unless you want to do, people, from what I've seen on the internet, they want to do, I guess, a hive, right? Which I'm doing with the NECA stuff, but that's a little too much. It's a little too much to buy multiples of. But I'm very, very, very in love with this statue. Stole my heart the minute I saw her. I'm telling you. Stole my heart. And hopefully actually it doesn't steal yours, because this is a lot of money. Again, we are talking about a total of $1,900. Bought her off Big Bad. And I believe should be releasing soon. Here it says during 2022. I think Big Bad had her at second quarter, third quarter? Sometime this year, so she should be on her way eventually. A lot of people on the internet, on YouTube already have her, but I don't yet. I'm waiting for Big Bad to get her in. Alright, I think that's it. This is one of 2 videos I'm making in which I openly admit I lied to myself. Because in terms of Mr. $1,000 bust back there, I made 2 more purchases to finish the Jungle Hunter line, which I'm not proud of in hindsight. Looking back on it, I'm not proud of it. Honestly, there's no going back. Alright, that would do it for the video, and you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on my brand new ring light. There, now you can see my ugly face. Thank you for watching. Plan to do more stuff like this again. This is going to be a 2-parter. Wait for the second one eventually when I gain the courage to make another one of these and admit my faults, but oh well. Trophy Room on Facebook, a Facebook group created by yours truly, made for alien predator collectors like yourselves and like myself. Feel free to post about the movies, the comics, your collections, everything and anything alien predator, with only one rule: don't be a dick. Do have a Discord server, same name, same rules, so go check that out. If the link that I provide below expires, as it usually does, direct message me here, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and we'll send you another one. I do a toy show live every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Been doing this for 5 years on the Sanctuary channel. Spaghetti and Friends Toy Show. If you want to drop by, say hello, you know where the links are. And with that said, that was another bunch of money I spent. Hopefully it'll be worth it. I trust it'll be worth it. And I can't wait till all this stuff arrives. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have the Prime 1 Jungle Hunter. He's likely gonna be actually behind me on a big wooden, very sturdy desk because of the weight, and it's just wide enough to occupy him. Likely gonna have a bust on each side, the closed mouth, even though I'm going to display the statue with the closed mouth bust, the battle damaged, and then on one side I'm going to have, to my left or to my right, I'm thinking about having the other 2 and this gal. And to my other direction, I'm actually going to be putting something here in view that isn't going to be alien or predator related, but it is something very special that I will show in the future. But if you want to know hints about what it is, I make little YouTube shorts every now and then. I'm going to post one of those pretty soon, showing off, supposedly, of what that secret piece is going to be. And as always, people, have a good morning, evening, midday, whatever, and take care.